Okay, so, um, hello everybody again. I just have to so no internet connection right now because I forgot I changed my reset my settings on my iPad, so now I have to find out from my mom's boyfriend the password for the Wi-Fi network that they use, as we have two Wi-Fi networks. So getting the right password is a chore. Because the last time I have they gave me like 4 or 5 passwords, and well, 5th time's the charm, I guess. Instead of 3rd, 5th might be the charm. I don't know, but anyways, yeah. So I have mentioned before about the election in the States. That I don't think it's a good idea that people vote Donald Trump in. Although, yes, these immigrants have been getting into the United States illegally. And they have been but Trump said that the border is open, that Kamala Harris, or whatever her name is, that's running against him, is allowing these people to get across the border. They're not. They're not getting across the border. You have to go through a toll to get across the border. To get across the border, you have to go through a toll. And if you're thinking you can get across the border just without answering to a toll person, then you will get arrested, and you will not. You will not get to where you're going. I mean, as soon as you drive right through the toll, he or she will let security know, and you will be busted. So there's no way that they're getting across the border. You know? You can't do that. There's no way. They would have to go around the border somehow. Around. Somehow. You know? They would have to... I don't know. I think there's other ways you can get to the States without going to the border. I think there are. If you Google it, there probably is information that tells you that. About how you can get around there. So, what Trump is saying is a lie to me. And it should be a warning to everybody that it is a lie. And this guy has no freaking clue about American history. Or any history, in fact. Because my grandmother said, even though she is Canadian, she goes down to the States for the winter. Her place is in Lakeland, Florida. And She even told me that, these immigrants have been coming to the United States for hundreds of years. Hundreds of years, you know? So they've been coming here illegally for like 100 years or more. So this is nothing new. It's just some of them are more violent than others. But majority of them are not violent people. Majority of immigrants that are coming here illegally are just trying to find a job. And while others are causing harm, those people should be held accountable, yes, just like anybody else who lives in the United States. Whether you come here to Canada legally, whether you come here to the United States, whether you go to the United States illegally, whether you go to, to other countries without permission or, the proper paperwork. And it doesn't matter if you even live there. You do things, you attack people, you hurt people, you should be held accountable no matter if you're there illegally or if you were already living there in that country. And yes, some of them are getting health care, but in my opinion, I feel like they deserve it more than the citizens of the United States, even in Canada sometimes, because I've been to the Dairy Queen, like they're all from like Pakistan or Syria or something, working at the Dairy Queen, and yeah, they get to open up. They're starting to buy up all the businesses and get jobs there. But have you ever asked yourself, why are these people getting the jobs? Why are these people getting health care? Well, it's not like in Canada. In Canada, yes, everybody gets health care, no matter what. But everybody can just go to their family doctor, hand over a card, and then there you go. They don't have to pay any money. So they just have to pay a bit of money to get the card every once in a while. Renewed, Like it's like every 4 or 5 years. So but I remember Obama trying to get people health care, and I remember the pharmacists charging a lot of money for it. And the stupidest thing is though is that the people that are living in Florida and Michigan and Texas and all of them states, while it was a lot of money, people could have chosen to pay that. And then they wouldn't have to pay for it for like 5 or 6 years, maybe 4 or 5 years. That would have given you enough time to save up so that you can renew your healthcare card. But you chose to get rid of it. That's your fault. That's your damn fault. So, because lots of the American people wanted it gone. Because some of them didn't agree that they should be paying for like healthcare or something. So in many, many, many ways, these people that are coming overboard and getting health care, in 2024 especially, yes, they work hard to get that health care. They and many US citizens did too. And and you chose not to get it. Those immigrant people that are getting it, they actually see the benefit of it while you didn't. So, and they work extra hard while many, many, many young people in 2024 can care less about getting a job. You know? Like, there was a Dr. Phil prime time episode where people just went on social media and documented their so-called lazy girl job on social media. And God knows what they're doing. Like, they're just doing their chores. They're just doing the laundry. And people actually watch them do that. To them, that's work. To me, it's not work. It's not. That is something that a person has to do to be responsible on a daily basis. But it's not a job, right? It's something that you have to do. You have to learn how to cook. You have to learn how to feed yourself as you get older. You have to learn how to be independent, right? That's just basic everyday stuff that a person needs to do. So then when they get a job, they can hold down the job. They can at least be responsible, because if you're responsible at home to do what you need to do at home, then there's no reason why you can't, take up dog walking or take up yard work or plant flowers for people, There are lots of jobs out there that don't require working for somebody else. Because I know, in my opinion, I can't do that. Because I wouldn't like that. To be told to come in, straight on the bat, and then told to leave. I just like to do things on my own accord. So what I do, I try to paint. I paint, and sometimes I draw, and then I try to sell them to make a bit of money. So that's my job, but it's also something I enjoy doing as well. But it is a low job for me. That is a job. People do stuff like that for a living. People used to paint on canvas or paint birdhouses and sell them for money. People used to do that for their job. So that's how they made a living. People just didn't document doing their laundry, you document vacuuming. And then get money from people. That's pretty stupid. Who wants to look at somebody doing their laundry? Or doing vacuuming? Although I have done videos of me doing vacuuming, but it wasn't like I was trying to earn something for it. It wasn't like I was trying to get something out of it. I was just trying to show people that I was trying to help my mom. I was trying to do basic things that should be done on a daily basis, right? So yeah, that is why I think a lot of them people, if they come here illegally or even if they have the proper paperwork, you know, they come here and they take over the convenience stores, they take over like ice cream stores. Not. It's because the younger generation don't think people should work for their money. And these people from Afghanistan or Syria or whatever, they don't see it as work. They don't see it like that. Like, it's like people that are Caucasian wanted to, like, expect to get, like, I don't know, it seems to me that people that live in the States or live in Canada, mostly the Caucasian people, right? You know, they want to make like 20 or 30 bucks an hour. It doesn't work like that. And, well, these people are trying to make ends meet. They're trying to feed their families because they don't view it as work. They view their job as like a blessing to them because they didn't have any in their own countries. They didn't have that opportunity. So if they're coming to Canada or the States and then taking over the businesses, you know, and meanwhile, we have the opportunity to have a job. We have jobs out there. We just don't go for them. We just think that somebody's going to come knock, 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 open the door and say, oh, it's the Amazon guy and he's giving me $1,000. It's like, well, I didn't do anything to deserve $1,000, right? But that's what these younger generations are hoping would happen. They're hoping that somebody would just knock on their door to deliver the money. It's like, it doesn't work that way, you know? You want money, you have to earn it somehow. And, you know, just like everybody in like Afghanistan and Syria and Yemen, Africa, like, even if they come here illegally or not, they're taking healthcare from the States. Because in my opinion, they deserve it. You know? You guys had your opportunity when Obama was president to get health care. You chose not to do that. So you have no right to freaking complain about it. In my opinion, you don't have the right. You know? Right? I'm sorry that you guys are suffering, but and yeah, you might have children that might have a big bill because they might be really, really, really sick. But at the same time, it's like People do set up GoFundMe pages to help with medical expenses, so you're not hurting, right? You're not hurting at all. People give you money. People raise like 1,000 or over 1,000, hundreds of thousands of dollars for people that have been sick or have children that have been sick or are sick, or even an aunt or an uncle or cousin, sister, brother, mom, dad, you know, right? These people that come from other countries, they don't have that in their country. They have doctors. I have seen it on YouTube. They have hospitals in Yemen and Syria and that. But they don't have the medication that they need to help them if they get sick. Like, there's a monkeypox going around right now in Africa and that, right? Half of them people are going to be suffering because, unlike Canada and the States, Africa and all them poor countries, some of them countries have like the very poor outskirts. They don't have the medication like some parts of other places in Africa or Syria and that, you know, because like everywhere, right? There's rich, middle class, and then poor, right? People that live under the poverty line. So people that make less than minimum wage, right? Just like everywhere else. But unlike Canada and the United States, you know, the less money you have. You would be lucky to even see a doctor, probably. You know? So, these people, yes, even though they have histories of attacking people and hurting people, it's probably because they live in countries that, you know, they have to take things. They have to attack other people to take things. It's a basic human survival. So when they come over to Canada or the United States, it's no different to them. They don't know any of the rules, right? Not necessarily. Like those people that raped and killed that 12-year-old girl one time, you know? Like, I'm sorry that happened to her. I really do. I really am. And while I don't condone anything like that at all, I don't condone anybody to do anything like that. However, I know in some countries they have to do that. They have to do that in some countries, right? Sometimes they do that as a way of survival because sadly, even in 2024, the people that live in the poverty line, you know, they have to do that. They have to extort or whatever to get money or to get food, you know. Some people are basically using their human instincts. And sadly, other people do get hurt because of other people and because of other people from other countries that, you know, don't have much. So, of course, they're gonna commit a crime no matter where they are, right? It's just too bad that those guys had to be sentenced to life in prison. You know, they should have, because in jail I know you can take courses, you know. Like if he did something wrong, but there's a reason why he did something wrong. Like in other countries at all, sometimes you have to hurt and fight other people to get your hands on whatever they have, because they don't because some people don't have anything, right? And it just makes all people that come from other countries look bad. But I don't know if their intentions are to come here to cause harm to you or anybody. I don't really think so. I don't like to think that way. And I don't like to think that majority of the attacks of people are necessarily bad, but sometimes circumstances can cause them to do that in other countries, you know? And that's why I think instead of punishing them, they should be put in a course, you know, that can teach them. They can have a good teacher. Like, I was in a course, right? I was in emotion course. And the lady who taught that course works with my psychiatrist. And she is amazing. She's very basic. She's very like straightforward in that. And, you know, many people that were there. There was quite a few people that were there. Like 8 or 9 people. Maybe even more than that. That had a lot of issues controlling their thoughts and their urges, you know. So they might have reacted violently and you know, did some stuff that maybe got them in trouble with the law or something like that. Or maybe maybe didn't use, maybe didn't attack other people, but probably acted on their emotions in a way that wasn't appropriate. So that course was basically to teach people how to react in tough situations and that. And a year prior, and there was a lady in there that had to go to court because she did something that wasn't very appropriate. So the judge ordered her to go to that course. And she was back there because I think the judge gave her a specific amount of time that she had to go there. Maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 years or something. Yeah. And then she did say it was very, very, very helpful. She said she learned a lot. She said she has been practicing and learning how to control her emotions. She said it really helped her a lot, because it was very straightforward. It wasn't too complicated. So people were able to work on that right away or pretty quickly as soon as they got in there, because it's very straightforward. But then as soon as you went in there, though, the first thing they did was breathing techniques and then a body check and realize your emotions and regulate your emotions and that. So if people went in there uptight or angry, they would be pretty calm after 2 minutes of just doing that. And then, and these people are Canadian, and even they had trouble controlling their thoughts and their feelings. Whenever something made them upset or made them angry, And the lady who ran it said that it happens to everybody. Happens to everybody. Everybody has bad thoughts. Everybody has urges of doing something that isn't appropriate, especially me. And I still struggle with thoughts and urges and that. And I don't act on them much anymore, but there was a time where I did have horrible thoughts in my head about my future and my health and everything, just because I was not eating right. I was overeating and that. And, my mother was concerned that I would get really sick in the future. And in my mind, it was oh, well, I could get cancer, diabetes and that. And, and it just escalated to the point where I was basically had it with myself. I was going to punish myself. I was going to, so I went in there, went in the drawer, got a knife, and I was holding it in my hand, right? And then holding it in my hand with the drawer. as soon as my grandmother came downstairs, I put the knife away so fast, and then I shut the drawer. Because, but good thing, because if she hadn't have come down, I probably would have, yeah, with the knife, you know? And it wasn't because I was depressed, but I was in a psychotic state of mind then. And I wasn't like a psychotic state of mind. So, but then, of course, I had these stress guards, and that once you gave me one, it really decreased my anxiety. And it put me in a better state of mind. So, because I also have these stress guard pills that I got off Amazon, like they're natural stress reliever. So it put me in a better state of mind. But that just goes to show you that, that I may act on my emotions too. I may not react, may not hurt other people as much as I used to, but I probably would if I saw somebody be mean to somebody. But look, whether you come from Syria or Afghanistan or Pakistan, or no matter how you get to places, we all have emotions. We all have something going on in our heads. At the time when we think about traveling and that. And I don't think that majority of them come over from other countries just to kill people or to kill somebody. I don't think that's their intentions. At least I like to think that. Right? I don't like to think that way. I just believe that, at that time when they were coming here, they already have bad thoughts and urges. And when they come over to the places like that, they act on them. Whether it's, by like murdering another person, or, smashing, robbing a jewelry store, or, but I don't think anybody just says, hey, let's go to Canada today, let's go to Florida today, let's go to Michigan, let's go to Lakeland, Florida, and today, and we can hit the road tomorrow and go to the United States and then end up robbing and hurting people. Like, do you see how that is far-fetched? Does that seem like a little extreme to you? I don't think that they, like, get around the border to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like... It just seems a little bit too extreme to me. Right? Even if they do come here illegally. And in the United States. It just seems a bit too far-fetched. I don't think they really plan to come over from Mexico, or to plan to come from Syria or Afghanistan just to rob our country and to rob jewelry stores and that. I don't think that they really plan on doing that. But because, yeah, people know about jewelry stores and that, but they might not view what they look like. They might not, you know. So it's like when they get a killer look at it, it might be something that they would like to rob. Um, because, it's not. But I don't think that anybody comes from a different country in 1 or 2 days. And then all of a sudden you say, yes, now we can go and kill somebody. Now we can go and rob a jewelry store. Now we can go and attack somebody. No, just hurt some random people. I don't think so. You don't understand? Does that seem not a bit far-fetched to you? Like, that's a big extreme in my opinion. You know? So I think they would have to have bad thoughts and urges of doing that before they even attempt to go to that particular country and then do that, right? They just don't all of a sudden just say, click, okay, now we're here, now I'm gonna go and attack people, now I'm gonna go and rob this person, you know? They just don't do that, right? Like, I'm sorry, but it just seems a bit far-fetched to me. And it doesn't matter what Trump or anybody says about it. Trump can speak his own ass mind all he wants. He has no freaking idea about, anything. The most truthful thing he said in 4 years he's been president is when he spoke about Jesus, that being the most famous person in the world, being the creator of the earth, not being the creator of the earth, but being the one that helped him through being shot. I mean, that could have been the most truthful thing he ever said. And even before he's been shot, he spoke about Jesus, and then I thought, okay, yeah, that's the most truthful thing he ever said. Right? That's the only truthful thing he ever said. Only truthful. So, other than that, everything else was either a lie or just made no freaking sense at all. When Trump said that he didn't know that Kamala Harris was black. Well, she may not look black, but she does have darker skin. So you may not have thought that she was black, but at the same time, the American people, hundreds of years ago, didn't have dark skin or darker skin. They were all white skinned. They were all light skinned, like Caucasians. So it's like, so when you see somebody that has darker skin or very dark skin, It's like, you don't think that they're related to anybody who's black or dark or just very, very, very dark? You know? Right? Or you don't think she would be considered Hispanic or anything like that? Like, even I can get a good look at somebody, and if they're Hispanic, I can tell that they weren't born. They weren't, their family members weren't born in Canada or weren't born in the States. You know? They are, they were born in the States, but maybe not their mom or their grandma